Well, here we go again. Looking at tonight's Chronicle, there's the Ollie and Lee show. We're both wearing the same shirt and ties we had on when that was taken 6 months ago.
I think I've got hair on there, so it must be longer than that.
Yeah, mine's black, I think. We never thought, well, that's what's turned me grey, watching Newcastle United. Who would have thought after Sunderland we'd all be heading down to Fulham looking for a third win in a row for the first time since the end of last season?
Yeah, it's amazing how quickly things can turn around. I know that at times on Monday, I could have went either way. When Agbarn missed that chance, and go up until the hour mark, it was anyone's game. But then we got the breakthrough goal. I think that turned it. Newcastle need to start at Fulham the way they finished against Aston Villa. Really, it's been funny. Sometimes we played good in the second half. Sometimes we've done well in the first half, and then failed to follow it up. But
it's funny you should say that, Lee, because Fulham officially the second worst team in the Premier League in the second half, and
right. Okay.
I told Joe that this morning. He was very interested in that, but it's a fair point. Speaking of Joe, I mean, he's confirmed to me this morning there's an unchanged team. I'm sure he shouldn't be divulging his team. He doesn't seem to care whether the opposition, knows his team or not. I mean, at least he didn't hold it up in front of us like he did the other week when it was all spelled wrong. But I mean, to be fair to Joe, he's done fantastic since he came in. I was underwhelmed when he came, but you've got to hold your hands up and say, well done, son.
Yeah, well, take away the Sunderland game and it's all been brilliant. The Sunderland game was a big disappointment.
Yeah.
And it's still not out of a lot of people's systems, and the only way they're going to get it out of people's systems is by keep on winning matches, which they've done. So since that point when they lost at Sunderland, they've done everything asked of them, picking up 3 points, clean sheet the other night as well.
Yeah.
And they need to do it again at Fulham because it's amazing. In football, like the minute you get beat, people keep harping back to certain sort of turning points, and I'm sure if they lose to Fulham and they're in the relegation zone again, then people will start remembering the bad things. But that's how football works, and I'm sure Joe knows that. But he'll be going down there, back to London, hopefully getting something.
Yeah. Speaking of remembering the bad things, I mean, nobody'd never forget what Joey's done. I mean, he's been a fool, but. I've done him again tonight. He says Fulham just looked at the ground. He scored a couple of winners there. He hasn't actually. He's only scored a winner for Newcastle there last season, and his last goal for Man City was at Fulham. But I've spoken to him, and he's so desperate to do well for Newcastle United. Lane, but he's going to Fulham on Sunday as a very important player of this football club.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with Joey Barton. Fantastic player. I just hope he gets his head down, works hard, stays away from, because I was being a Bob Moncur the other night and he was talking about how's his target now, not just for away fans, the opposition, the referees want to make a name for themselves. They'll be going out there with the mentality, I'm not taking any flack from this guy. So everywhere he looks, he's got pitfalls, and all he's got to do is concentrate and just play the game the way he knows he can do it.
Yeah, I agree. That's so you've interviewed Jose Enrique. That's a rare interview.
Well, it's as rare as the one that I've done last week.
All right.
But, it's good that Enrique. I mean, a refreshed attitude from him. I mean, I think at times last season he was down in the dumps. I think he was struggling with the lifestyle, and he was struggling maybe with the language as well. But now he's really picked up on his English. He's brushed up on it, and I think that's helped him in the dressing room because he can communicate a lot more. I think obviously Jeremy's a key figure in the dressing room because he can speak so many different 5 different languages, which is unbelievable. And I think he kind of holds it all together.
Player on the field.
No, I think he is a key player on the field. He's got bags of assists.
And then your old friend Oba filled this page full of Oba, and the only thing he's ever said to me is "I'm happy." But you've got 93 paragraphs there, Lee. How do you do that?
Yeah, I think he's once you get to know Oba, I think he's a really good character, and I think he's loving being at Newcastle, and he's loving banging the goals in. Once he gets started, he can't stop when he's talking. So hopefully that can be the same with getting the goals.
Is he really happy?
Yeah, well, I think he's always happy. I think he loves playing for this club. So,
well, let's all hope we're happy on Sunday night. It's a long journey home for the fans. The 4 o'clock kickoff's a killer for everybody, but I'm sure if Newcastle make it 3 wins out of 3, and I mean they've got a chance. They did the double over Fulham last season. If it's 3 out of 3, there'll be no holding Joe next week.